Okay, I'm here with Amir Khan here at the Think Markets event in London. First of all, talk to us about Think Markets and how it's helped you in your career.
So we've been working with Think Markets for the last couple of years, and I just love the work that they're doing, helping young people, keeping away from knife crimes, gun crimes, also giving them financial education, so that way, one day, when they leave the school, they can get into, I get a good job from this. So, today I was speaking to a crowd, giving them a motivational talk, and it was really nice to be part of a team like this, that are thinking out of the box.
So do you think events like this can really bring sort of people together and
Yeah, definitely. I think it brings people together. It also helps improve situations on the street, helping to build like community centers and stuff like that, giving people confidence to go out there and become a better person. So yeah, it was amazing to be on stage today, having a talk with everyone and giving them a little bit of my insight of how my training camp and how me living and training goes as well.
I'm just going to rewind a couple of weeks to Saudi Arabia and your victory over Billy Dib. If you could just reflect on that and the event as a whole and your performance, how would you sum it?
I think everything in the fight went perfect. We did what we had to do. Had to just put on a good boxing clinical finish on him. It's about just getting back in the ring again, back on winning ways. I know there's a lot of tougher opponents out there and oppositions, so then we have to move up now. But I think I've got this first hurdle out the way. Getting the win against him has got me back on winning ways again, and hopefully now we can go for the big guys and the tougher guys.
Obviously, the Manny Pacquiao fight is one that's been talked about quite a lot recently. Is that something you're obviously interested in? There's rumours that contracts were signed. Manny Pacquiao's team has responded to that, saying that they haven't. Can you give us an update on the latest?
Yes, so I was told by my team that there was contracts being signed, and obviously that's the reason I mentioned it in a press conference. Otherwise, I would never have said that. End of the day, me and Manny are friends. I don't want to in any way disrespect him because that friendship's always going to be there. But look, whatever route he takes, I wish him all the very best. If the fight happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, then obviously there's other names out there who I can fight, and we just have to move on from it. It's just a little bit like the same situation I was in when I was chasing Mayweather. I've done that chasing for a long time, where sometimes you might never get that fight. So I'm just going to take my time now and just see what's out there for me and take every fight step at a time.
You mentioned Floyd Mayweather. That's another fight that's been talked about. Pacquiao Mayweather 2.
Yeah.
Do you think that would be? Highlighted in the same way by the public that the first fight was? Do you think it would have the same aura about?
I mean, if the fight happens between them, I don't think it'll have the same buzz as the first one had. And secondly, in my opinion, I can't really see it happening. I mean, I've read a quote from Floyd Mayweather saying that he would never like to have that fight again. He would never like to come into a boxing ring again. He's kind of made his mind up that he wants to walk away from boxing. So, and boxing is one of them sports that once you've made your mind up, I think it's best to then walk away from it, because I'm sure he doesn't want to, spoil his record. He has an amazing record. He's had a great career. So, and walk away on top.
And just going back to yourself, obviously, back to winning ways now, vitally important. Do you still have the same buzz and the same feel to compete at the top level, compete for world titles?
Definitely, the buzz is always going to be there. It's always going to be fight. No matter who you're fighting, I think every fight is always exciting when I fight. No matter where it is, being Saudi Arabia, being England, being America. So I've had a great career. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying every bit of it. And look, there's some big fights out there still left for me. I'm just gonna see how it all goes and see how it all plans out. Really, I'm not gonna be chasing anything. I'm just enjoying the sport while it's my last chapter of my career now. I've given it, so let's see how it all works out.
Moving back to England, of course, Dillon White on Saturday night, a ferocious victory over Oscar Rivas. A fantastic card at the O2. Did you watch it, and what did you make of Dillon White's performance?
Dillon boxed really well. He had a great performance. And definitely, I did tweet after the fight that he deserves his WBC shot. He's been fighting on that with the WBC for a very long time, and I think he definitely deserves it now. Proved it many times, and he has come on a lot since the loss against Joshua. I think he's come on a lot and he's a good fighter.
Mandatory for 600 days. Do you think he's got a good chance against Wilder or Fury? Obviously, they're fighting later in the year. Whyte then fights the winner for the WBC title.
I think in the heavyweight division, it's always that one punch away. You're always that one punch away from being knocked out, really. So I think with Dillian, he has that power, he has that strength, and he's got that experience as well. As time's gone, he's got more experience. So I think he's got a chance definitely to go out there and win those fights and bring that title back home. So he's up there as one of the top heavyweights in the world, in my opinion.
And just finally on Anthony Joshua, obviously the rematch with Andy Ruiz has been called. What do you think is going to happen in that fight? And do you think Joshua is suffering a little bit mentally from that first defeat earlier this year?
See, if I was advising him, I would have not had him go straight into a rematch. Maybe have 1 or 2 fights and build that confidence up. I think jumping in it might be a little bit of a risk, but I still feel that Andy Joshua is a better fighter. He's a stronger fighter. He's a bigger name by far, and overall boxing skill-wise, he's a lot better. It was just that one shot that caught him that kind of, he never recovered from. And I think it was early in the fight. Look, this is boxing. Like I said, that one punch can change a fight, and it did in that fight. So if Andy Joshua sticks to his game plan and be smart and stays away from them big shots that Ruiz is going to throw, I think he can make it easy work and maybe knock him out himself in the mid rounds, mid fight rounds. So let's see how it plays out. I just feel that Joshua is a better fighter and the bigger fighter. So I think I favour him going into this rematch.
Thank you very much, Amir.